Hello, everyone. It's Father and the Dungeon Minister. And I'm here with a live stream because, well, the family's all out. The boys have violin on Saturday mornings, and that's kind of all morning into the afternoon. So it's just me in the house, and the dog is here too. Hello, Magoo. Um, but he's not a great conversationalist, so I don't have much to say to him. So I thought I'd come on. I want to get some editing done. Um, so yeah, there's that. There's that. And so while I'm editing, I'll be live streaming, and if anyone pops on to say hello, that'll be brilliant. I'm gonna put this in a small screen. How can I do this off to the side? I don't want it to take up a lot of room on my desktop because I have only so much space and I need it for editing. But that ought to be fine. So I hope everyone's doing all right today. I hope everything is all good in your world. Here it's rainy and gray, but then that's Ontario in the spring, right? I'll take this one off. I look a little stupid with it like this, but at least then I can hear if the dog starts to panic and whatnot. Let's see. I've gotten. I wonder if you hear what's happening in my ear. That would be funny. Yeah, sneak peek of the episode. So this is picking up. I'm going to be picking up. Hey there, Dungeon Delver. How are you doing? I'm doing some editing today. I need to get some stuff done, and I thought it would be fun to do it with company because the boys are out at the violin lesson today, and I'm here alone. Well, can I add that in the? What I want is that. All right, how are things down in Florida? I imagine it's not cold and rainy. It's probably either rainy or cold, or rainy or sunny and warm, one of the two for you. You can actually help me here, Bill. If I play this on my headset, you're not hearing that, are you? The video in the background? Because that would be distracting. Yeah. Yes, I saw you were talking about that the other day, and then I threw in all sorts of nonsense about computer systems to distract you because that's what I do. I'm the kid who keeps the substitute teacher from assigning the homework that she was supposed to assign. That looks really cool. It is a oh, good. Yeah, that's a character generator, almost ready for release for modern computers. Now, what's it going to use to run on? Was it going to be a standalone piece of software that runs, or will you run it through a browser or something? Because that would be pretty cool. Either of those would be cool. And thank you very much for the super chat. Cool. That would be awesome. Python. I knew you were going through which programming language to use last night. You seem to be kind of all over the map on it. And people were suggesting all sorts of stuff to you. All the way over. I don't need that. I don't need to see myself in the frame. Just see the comments. Yeah, you had a number of suggestions as to what language to code in. I don't know any of them, of course. I used to do websites, I mean, HTML, basic HTML. I always go to the basic, don't I? A basic. That's what I am. I'm basic. Like very briefly, I did it for a few theater companies in Milwaukee. I'm sure those websites are long since replaced by something more professional. But it was fun while it lasted. I did it for a little while. Yeah. Well, that's the beautiful thing about AI, isn't it? You can get so much done in terms of, all the fiddly work that would take you an hour and a half, 2 hours. You can bing bang, it's done. Press of a button, and it can be kind of remarkable. It can also be very clumsy because it doesn't actually know what you want. It thinks it knows what you want. It doesn't even think it knows what you want. It doesn't think at all. You don't. It has a set of algorithms it's going to follow, and maybe those have something to do with what you want, maybe not. But this may be less interesting than watching grass grow, watching someone edit. But anyway. Yeah, when I was doing websites, again, it was an extraordinarily amateur basis, but it was fun. I mean, it was early days, not the earliest days of the internet. I would say it was late 90s, early 2000s. I was doing that, and I mean, it was fun because the tools were limited. Just by the nature of basic it's not a real involved. Basic HTML is not a real involved language. Hey, 5 watching. So I've got the live stream channel, the live stream window pushed way over. So all I see is the good morning RPG Grandma. All I see is the chat. I don't see how many are watching and things like that. I wonder which microphone is being used to pick me up, because I don't want to cough in your ears. I have not shaken this. I've shaken it a little bit. I mean, it's largely much better, but oh man, it's hanging on. So we've got RPG Grandma. You're in California, are you not? So we've got both of the sunshiny sort of citrus growing kinds of states represented. It was pretty easy back in the day. It's keeping up with it. Like it all changed. Now it's not HTML at all. I mean, there's some HTML involved, but it's mostly scripting languages now that do websites. That it's barely. And I remember cascading style sheets, for heaven's sake. And I sort of, that's where I hit the end. Like that was more complicated. It was kind of a hobby for me. So when it got to that, it's like, yeah, that's not. I can't. I can't even. Right. Yeah. Java. It's really a mess. You look at and I suppose that's how an industry protects itself, right? If you make it really complicated, no one's competing with you. So it makes it a lot. It's a protected. It's a way of siloing yourself. I tell you, that's it. I mean, just trying to. It changes so quickly. It changes so quickly. I feel like that even with social media, I'm trying to upload. I finally got the short uploaded, but it keeps changing the editing process for shorts and how and what you can. It was obnoxious. Or maybe I'm just stupid. There's that as an option. But yeah, I was wrestling with that for a good part of the morning. I intended to be editing a lot earlier, but I wanted to get a short up. So I'm going to a local convention on Friday, the 4th, so next week, called GriffCon. It's held at the local university, the University of Guelph, which is not too far from us. And their mascot is a griffin, so GriffCon, and it's held on campus there by the role-playing game club that meets on campus. So I'm going to head over there. I'm toying with the idea. It will be a very late ad at this point. It's only a week out, but I'm toying with the idea of offering to run a game, because you can just sort of submit a game. You don't need to go through a big formal process. You just submit a game. So I might, I don't know, maybe I should. But on the other hand, I kind of just want to hang around. I kind of just want to see people, right? I have enough games I'm running in my life, and I just don't know that I want to add another thing there. But there. I'm putting the Heroes of Honeywood on the screen right now, and I'm trying to layer it so they all bunch up in a nice Avengers looking. But the problem is they've all got weapons sticking off, and so Fleetwood is posed. He's got a dagger forward and a sword back, and Touchberry's got a sword over his head. And so it ends up looking, if you pile them the wrong way, it makes it look like Touchberry's stabbing Fire in the head and Fleetwood's sticking Bob Johnny in the face. And you gotta get your Avengers pose just right. Just right. I'm putting Fleetwood in the back. That sword then will not show up, and it won't look as... then the bow's in his face. Man, really don't, Daniel. Really don't. I don't have anything better to do on a Friday night either. There you are. None of us do. Last night I did a little bit of editing last night. I wanted to get onto that earlier and do more, but I was so tired. I just watched some videos and went to bed. I was like, I can't even do the going on and chatting with people. I just need to blob out. That's it. You know what? Easy is the way to take it on a Saturday. Easy is the way to take it. Oh, that looks good. Oh, now he's covering my face. See, this is the thing I go through. You think I would standardize this and just have a set, pattern that I did. There we go. That's better. Yeah, it's much earlier for you, isn't it? That's much earlier for you. There we go. So, what is this game day for anyone out there? Is this game day for anyone? I was thinking it would be after violin, but then I remembered I had a wedding meeting to do, so I won't be able to do that. But Monday after Fleetwood's back from school, looks like we're going to be playing then, which is cool. You get a 4:30 a.m.? Oh, for work. And so hard to shift gears when you hit Saturday, isn't it? Yeah. People are always like, oh yeah, we can. You could sleep in on the weekend. No, you really can't. You really can't. It's hard when you get into a rhythm. I worked night shift. Now that is easy to break out of. Very good. Well, that's a good Sabbath activity. That certainly is relaxation and restoration, isn't it? I'm not one to say that rolling dice is work. Not going to say rolling dice, unless it's your job to run games, then it would be. You're already into putting things outside. Of course, you're in California. Hello, Lawrence. How are you doing, DBT? We're hanging out. I'm editing, which is probably boring to watch, but there's some people on here who are apparently bored, so that's cool. I am just editing the next episode, and in an empty house, I thought I would grab some company this way and let everyone in on the magic of editing. It's so boring. What will an ice wolf look like? I need an ice wolf. Sorry if I'm spoiling anything for anybody. I know what the miniatures looked like. They didn't look like ice wolves because I just used wolves and dire wolves for it. But let's see. Let me get a like a monster truck event. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday! Watch editing happen live. Dog's looking at me like I'm nuts. And I probably am. That's a magic missile effect. That's not a wolf. Oh, I already have one. Excellent. I've already got one. I had originally when I did the last episode, I had started to do it all as one chunk, but I then realized it was going to be like 38 minutes long, which is, just too long. I'm sorry. Watching me for 38 minutes is just, that would be painful. So I decided to cut it in the middle. So this episode is going to be kind of short, but I figured it would be fun anyway. I'm going to have to try this because I really can't. I can't use the one that I already had. It's just the wrong pose. He's got to be posed right, people. He's got to be posed right. Cobra chickens. Very cool there, DBT. They'd fit right in, except... Hello, FMCS Recon. How are you doing there? Here we are... got to put the boulder in front so that the wolf comes from behind it. You are a miniature print and fool now, aren't you? Oh, Canadian geese, Cobra chickens. We called them, what is it? It was murder chickens. Murder chickens. Here in our house. Now, can I get somehow... That's not going to do anything. See if I... No, that's not going to work. That's just going to look ridiculous. How do I make a negative of this? If I can. If I only could, I surely would. I'd rather have an ice wolf than a dire. I certainly won't get copyright struck for that because that did not sound anything like what's their names. Morning, Yang. How are you doing? I am in editing mode, attempting to somehow. How can I do this? How can I make this guy? I should just look for another one. That's what I'm going to do. Half of the time, hello, Lightmane. What you knowing? Trying to be productive. That's what I'm trying to do. We're both trying to be productive. How cool. How cool. I'm looking for white wolves. An Arctic wolf, if you will. And I need him going, oh, that's perfect. Well, no, that's not. It's not his whole body. That might work, but I can't isolate that. That's the problem. See, one of the issues is I got to find these pictures, and then they got to be, that I can isolate. They have to be, copyright free. They have to be, and then they have to be, I have to be able to isolate the thing. I have to be able to isolate the thing off of its background, because I don't drop whole frames in, right? I didn't send whole frames in. See, we got business transacting in the chat. That's awesome. You get to you get to make connections. It's sort of a business environment. You can trade files, and yeah. So as I put out a short, and I mentioned a little earlier in this stream that I'm going to a convention this coming weekend, next weekend, called GriffCon. And it's in Guelph, at the University of Guelph, whose mascot is a griffin. And so I'm going to be there. I thought about it, but I don't think I want to run a game. I think I just want to hang out. If I run a game Friday night, I could just go hang out Saturday during the day. Kind of depends on the schedule. And poof, there's a wolf. Transparent background. Let's crop down to size so I'm not eating up too much. Not eating up too much computing power. Drop it in. It doesn't have to be a large file, so it could be kind of smallish. Let's save that, and I'm even going to save it as a nice wolf. So now I've gone and spilled what one of the monsters in the next episode is, but I think you'll all survive. Oh, I already have a nice wolf because I had an illustration up there. There. Very good. Shoop. Idol of Moloch. Well, actually, Delver, I was at, of all things, the Royal Winter Fair, which is an agricultural fair held in Toronto. It's really quite lovely. The boys like animals, and so we go every year. And where is he? Yeah, I found that there was a hobby shop, D&D kind of shop, and look who I found. And he's even missing an eye, which I think is clever. He's woken up and he's saying, "Hey, hey, you go DBT. I'll see you around." All right, let's see. Take that wolf out because it's not right. Yeah, so I haven't, they haven't run across him yet, but they will. I've got a whole sort of idea of where he fits in, and what's going on with him. I'm going to stick him in the, there it is. There it is. Peeking around. Peeking around. Air sharks. There it is. Cool. So, yeah, he's going to have a role to play in the, like an actual lore campaign world role to play. Am I doing an event for Guac? I just saw that. Hey, yo, Squirrel Hermit. I would like to. It's at the end of May, right? It's like late May, because that means I have time. I have all of April anyway, even if it's early May. I've got it on my calendar. Hello, Vinny Finnegan. I have it on my calendar, and I'm certainly going to attend. Hello, Zedarok. I am really planning to run something. So yes, consider me playing something. If you need to do some setting, I remember one year you had to make people a dungeon master so they could submit a game. So if you need to do that, and I'll take it up at some point. I promise. I'm actually also working on my own convention. I've got I'm trying to line up vendors. There was a dice, not a dice. He does vintage stuff. He calls himself Dusty Dice, but he does. And I reached out to him, and I haven't heard back though. So I'll try again. I don't want to bother people though. I don't like to pester people. So when people don't respond, I kind of figure they don't want to do it, but they're too polite to say I don't want to do it. So, so I don't want to keep poking. Come on, play with me. It'd be kind of a jerk. But I got to think of a good adventure though, because I don't know about anyone else. Has this year been exhausting for anyone else already? Just January, February. I actually, since late fall, I have just been dragging, and so coming up with new stuff, coming up with an adventure to do a one shot of that's going to be short enough, long enough, have enough character, all that kind of stuff. I was just more than I can bring myself to. But see, a lot of people are saying this. A lot of people saying this has just been an exhausting year, and I'm feeling it. I kind of got a fire under my butt in the last couple of days, so hopefully that lasts, and hopefully, but I was like, you could hear it in my throat. I'm still a little sick, but I was serious sick for a long time. Had been sick in February, mid-February, and just as that petered out at the end of February, the beginning of March, another one came storming in, and that was really bad. I've complained and moaned about this online before, so you probably don't need to listen to it again. But it's my live stream, so you will. No, I was chills, fever and chills kind of level of sick, and yeah, you know what? That's you're middle aged, and thank you for the hello, General Nut, sir. Michael Dale, sir. I'll salute you, even though you don't have a military title in your name. How's everyone doing? Yeah, fever and chills and just wretched. Touchberry had 105 temperature. We were this close to going to the hospital kind of thing. But we packed him in ice, and that brought it down. Literally, ice packs that are in coolers and stuff. We just surrounded him with those and wrapped him in blankets with those inside, and it just brought it down. But he actually plunged him in a bath too. Now he plunged. It makes it sound like we filled the tub and then threw him in. Put him in a cool bath, not cold, but cool bath, and that actually was the best to bring it down. And then the ice kind of kept it down. Medicine didn't touch it. Gave him age appropriate level of medicine. It just didn't touch it. But yeah, it was a little scary. Well, scary. The other two had temperatures, 102, 103 kind of thing, which is bad enough. But 105, never seen a 105. I didn't have that kind of temperature. I didn't have it at that bad, but Faux Fire did. My wife did. she had it pretty bad. I don't know how. I don't know what hers was, but it wasn't. It wasn't to the level of poor Touchberry. There we go. Going to copy that right off. Does anyone know where the ice wolf comes from? When a papa ice wolf and a mama ice wolf love each other very much. That's not what I'm talking about. Thank you very much, Michael Day. Had pneumonia. 104.9. Good heavens. Yeah. Bags and bags of ice. Baptism by ice. If I can keep my exhaustion going. I probably will. But no, it was a scary thing with Duxbury. I don't want to go there again. And we had when you have kids, that happens, right? Like, first of all, because things that you went through and oh, that was nothing. You think your kid going through it, like, no, because they're so little and they're so vulnerable when they're born, right? So you think of it as so tiny. Of course, he's not now. But you just don't want to ever see anything bad happen. And then when they're babies, especially, you do not know what they're going through. They can't tell you. They can't say it hurts here, it hurts there, and you can't explain to them either. Like, a baby's got no idea why it hurts. It just hurts, he hurts, she hurts. It's just, now a 12-year-old, Touchberry's 12, he understands what's happening. Your cells don't function properly and you begin to die. Well, there it is. That's why we had him in the tub. And it did work. I have to say, it did work. My wife is a font of medical knowledge. Her mother was a nurse. And so somehow, by osmosis, Faux Fire just knows stuff about medicine. I don't know if it's partly being a mom or what, but she just knows about stuff. Like, when Fleetwood was really little, he had a whooping cough, and she immediately bundled him up and took him outside. It was winter, nice and cold. So that cold air, apparently, cold, dry air fixes it. Or you go and you stand in the shower and turn the water on hot, so the steam, one of the two. But the problem is, if the steam doesn't work, then you've wasted time. And now if you go outside, the kid's wet, and that's not good. So, hello, Classy Wolf. Yeah, it all was okay in the end. I mean, he doesn't look right since then. He's got a look in his eyes, vacant. No, that's just being 12. No, he's fine. He's fine. But it was a bit nervous. It was a bit nervous. I'm really not as good at doing two things at once as I thought I would be, but here I am. Throw up the Ice Wolf stats on screen. The print goes ever one, I think, for the Ice Wolves. It is a true thing, Squirrel Hermit. It is a true thing. And she's also a PSW, which is called something different in the States. but it's a personal support worker. It's sort of a level down from nursing. It's so there is some medical knowledge there. So it's she, but anyway, she already, when she went into the training, she kind of knew all the stuff they taught her, because she absorbs, like the way Bill Sylvie, the dungeon delver, the way he knows, computer systems and military trivia, just has that in his head. My wife just knows what medicines do what, all the diseases in the world. Oh, you've got that looks like. And then 9 times out of 10 she's right. 9 times out of 10 she's right. Certified nursing assistant might be the equivalent. Yeah, I think the CNA is it. Yeah. Yeah, it's it is the scut work of the medical industry, but the the province, we just needed extra income in the house, and the province was offering free training because there were so few. They just needed people, and so wolf, snarl, morph. Yeah, snarl, growl, and snarl. That might be it. We just, and so they were offering free training. She's like, yeah, why not? Right? Can't hurt. Do that. It's how you became a commercial driver. Well, there you go. Right? It's like it's like in Grosse Pointe Blank, when they're going to look at they're somewhere looking at some property. I can't remember what it was. And yeah, because his friend is a real estate agent. His friend, underrated actor, I think, in that role. And the security guard guy comes by and he asks how he got into it. I said, well, they were offering a course. that's kind of it. That's how most jobs happen. Yeah, there. You know what? The commercial drivers all over. Here in Canada, it's largely Sikh drivers. So, like, every third truck you see or more has the little Sikh symbol hanging, the metal thing hanging from the rear view mirror. Dog, what are you doing? Pardon me, I gotta go stop the dog from doing something. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why would you eat that? That can't be eaten. They're not coming home till 2 o'clock, dog. They're not coming home till 2 o'clock. Sorry. Still a shortage of PSWs here, or CNAs, if you will. Here. I slobbered my jacket. Let's see if we can get him to introduce himself. He seems to be camera shy. Every time I try to get him to come around and show up, he just goes everywhere other than where the camera's pointing. But hello, Shadow and Sun. It has been a long time. I have not been in on one of your live streams for a while. I was just saying earlier, I am had a few months of exhaustion. Yeah, why are you eating? Who would eat this? Magoo, come here. He doesn't know come here yet. Come here. Come here, dog. Here. Oh, for heaven's sake. Come on. Come over. Come over and meet people. Yeah, you come around here. Come around here and turn and sit. Good dog. And I'm going to tilt the camera down. And this is Magoo. He is a Rottweiler Coonhound mix. So he's going to be a big guy. Thank you. Yeah, this is the Magooster, also known as Goober, Magubovich, Arthur Magoo, the Goobinator, the Goobener. Yeah. And don't tell anyone, but he's my dog. The boys think he's their dog. My wife thinks he's her dog, but he's not. He's my dog. He's my dog. And he is a sweet boy. He's a very good dog, though he does occasionally eat things that he really ought not eat. Don't you, Magoo? Don't you? Yeah. You occasionally eat things that are not for eating. Yeah. And you want to say hello to the folks? No, you don't. You're shy. Oh, show them that tongue. Your slobber strip. Your slobber strip, huh? Yeah. This isn't editing, is it, Magoo? No. This is not engaging YouTube content. No, it's not. This is just a guy petting his dog. It's therapeutic for me, though. I suppose for him as well. Okay. You've had your star turn. That's a dog's butt. There we go. If they weren't for eating, they wouldn't be where I could eat them. QED. Yeah. At least I will say this: he does not eat his own poo. So that, thank you, thank you. Hello, graph paper. Good to see everyone out here. Let's see. I'll just scroll up, see if I missed anything, and then I'll go back to editing because I do, Yeah. Okay. And again, I'll just repeat because that's what you do. If anyone is in the it's a smart Noel. If anyone is in the Guelph area, I'm going to be at GriffCon next weekend. It's a convention at the University of Guelph by their role-playing game club. And that'll be fun. That's going to be fun. What are you eating now? Get out of there. Go back to napping. Sorry I called you away from it. Yeah, you poor thing. You haven't eaten in 100 million years. We get all the best in the chat, including you, Daniel. Including you. Get our A-listers on. Squirrel. Are you coming on up to Claricon this year? Late October 24th through 26th. Are you coming up to Claricon? Because we'd love to see you. We'd love to see you. You're on the list, all right, Daniel. But it's an A list of D people. D for Daniel. D for Daniel. Put you on the spot there, squirrel. I've got a wind gust here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, we're expanding now to 2 spaces. They're both smallish spaces. It's as big as it can get because they're the only 2 places in the entire village. I'll make that a little faster. It's only 2 spaces in the entire village, so it's not like we can get any bigger. But so it's cool. We got more tables, and also with the extra space, we're going to be able to have big tables. So there's some combat games going to have some war games happening, which would be fun. Make that quieter. Still colder. Cool. Just as FYI, since the beginning of this stream, I have edited approximately a minute and a half in the last 45 minutes or so. Hour. 45 minutes. Well, you do your shopping, Mr. Shadow, and I hope you have a good rest of your day over there in sunny California. California. I am editing the next episode, and the you know what the program? It's Magic's Movie Edit Pro Premium. um, Movie Edit Pro Premium. It's really made for like editing your vacation videos and stuff and family videos. So it's not really great for special effects, but you can drop in sound, you can drop in images, and if you've, as I've done, you isolate them, you make transparent images out of them. They don't have to, you're not filling the screen with them, you're plopping them into the. I went back and watched some of my old stuff, and I'd forgotten that early on I was just plopping in full images that filled the screen kind of thing. Um, uh, so it would just be boink and it would come off of that. And I look back at the old stuff and I think, wow, it has changed significantly. If you've never seen any of my old stuff, go back and watch one of the first, 5 or 6 videos. It's a different world. It's a totally different world. So pass by. Thank you for the yes, please do hit the like button. Passport issues, yet to secure a birth certificate. I always find that funny. It's like, here I am. Clearly I was born. So I think there's not one on file. I do have your baptism certificate a few days after your birth. Wow. Now, like here, I don't know how far back this goes. Here, if you need a birth certificate and you can't find one, you can go to the province, and usually online. Everything's online now, and they'll send you one for a small fee. But I don't know how it goes down in the States. Yeah. I have couples who get married, and I give them the certificate. Say, you need to mail this to the province so that they register your wedding. Like, yep. No, they don't. And half of the time, not half the time, but a handful of them, they're like, yes, we'll mail it in. And they never do. And then, I get a call later. Could you have our weddings? No, you do. Somewhere, probably somewhere with your wedding photos. I've actually started just mailing the thing in myself because it's not worth the headache afterward. Sucked in with the first video thinking the Satanic Panic was on D&D. I'm like, I sometimes wonder, like going back, when I first made that, I had absolutely no anticipation of this becoming a thing. Like, I didn't think this was going to be a channel, but really, I thought I was going to get a couple hundred subs, maybe, tops. How many people could there really be? And so when I did that, it was all ha ha ha. But I kind of wonder now how many people have watched the first 5 seconds or 10 seconds of my first video, and they've just, oh, that's it. And, thumbs down and just taken off because they've got no idea that I was about to, and yet you're still paying taxes. Well, there's that, Squirrel Hermit. Like, are you kidding me? I'm paying my taxes. If I'm not a citizen, if I wasn't born here, why am I paying taxes? Up in the territories. We still have territories in Canada. Yeah, I'll give them that. I'm having a dice talk right now. It's such a weird channel. I have such a weird channel. Northwest Territory. And Yukon is a territory. And Nunavut is. It's sort of that. Nunavut's in a weird place. It's kind of a territory, kind of, not, but it really is a territory. You've got mail. Hello, nomadic artist. How are things going, nomadic artist? Where are you? Are you roaming somewhere now, nomadic artist? Are you being nomadic? Let's see. 1d4. Yes, you can. You can Google Street View almost everything, Dungeon Delver. It's all pretty. It's still like being on Mars, but just you can Google Street View Mars now. 40 minutes. Squirrel Hermit, I love this. You were born 40 minutes drive from where you live now. Like, and I'm here I am in Canada. People go so far from where they were born lately, these days, and especially in Canada. It seems I don't have a single parishioner whose children are all close. One's in Newfoundland, one's in BC, one went to Italy, and they're all over the place. And it's when I was growing up, everyone lived, except my father's side. Actually, I'll take that back. My father's side, maybe it's something about the family. They all moved away. Only my father lived close to my grandparents. It might have been them. I don't know. Cool. Maybe I can do the eyes on that thing too. See, this is the problem I get into. I just noticed that earlier when I put the wolf in, I gave him glowing blue eyes. And now I'm going to go put glowing blue eyes on this tiny little wolf who appears from a distance, because that's just what I do. Where do I find those? I find that if you want to do like kind of, spooky glowy eye things, if you get, again, transparent picture of a gem, and you can use that because when you shrink it down, you can't tell it's a gem anymore, but it still has a bit of shine, more than if you just did a blue dot, right? Because it has facets and stuff. So it'll still have a bit, even shrunk down, it'll still have a bit of texture. I need to make this big so I can see what I'm doing here. Mm-hmm. That really is small. That's ridiculously small. But it looks cool, so I'll take it. Flip it so I get the other one too. Oh, that does look cool. That does look cool. Okay, I'm glad I did that. The magic has been revealed. Yeah, you know what? Just use gems. Just use gems. And let's fade that in rather than popping in instantly. There we go. That's fun. That's fun. Oh gosh, yes. The graph paper, amen to that. I record generally about 40 to 50 minutes. And I then edit, pardon me. I'll edit that down into, a 20 to 30 minute episode. There's a lot of retakes. There's a lot of waiting because someone's going past in the driveway outside. It's a gravel driveway at our church. And the room that I record in, there's windows, basement windows that are right at the driveway. So if anyone's going back and forth, windows closed, windows, it does not matter. You hear it. So you got to wait until they leave. Otherwise, it's just in the background. You guys edit meme. But it, yeah, so so there's a lot of dead stuff, but cutting, doing the shooting is nothing. I can record all day long, but man, then you got to get into the editing, and it does take time. Incorporate the sound into the video. Well, I think at one point I may have done something because there was something I couldn't. No, even if it generally is nothing that you could like make sense of, right? It sounds like a car on gravel. It doesn't sound like a dragon or anything. But there's times when I missed the sound while I was recording because I was too busy talking. I was too animated, but it's unmistakable in the background. Or someone comes into the house. I forget to lock the door or whatever, put the sign up, recording, please don't disturb. And someone comes into the house. And so I'm talking and there's this clomp, 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 clomp over my head. And a 90-pound woman sounds like an elephant walking above me. I don't know what it is about that room. But and generally when I hear that, I stop and then I go back and start where I think they came in. But if I didn't hear them right away, there'll be clomp, clomp, clomp. And then I have to re-record that. The problem comes in, I record, Tuesday. And then, I do the editing and I don't get to that part until Thursday or Friday. So I got to go back and re-record that. Maybe I can stick, it's only, 30 seconds or something. I can stick that in on Sunday morning. But in the meantime, I've buzzed my hair off or I've shaved, I've cut my beard down. So like if I'm going to have this shot where suddenly my hair goes in and then comes back out, so then I have to drop an image over that. I have to find an excuse to show an image that does fill the screen. I've gone and said what now? What have I said? My heavens. Let's see. Well, that's the other one I already did. Only when in the kitchen above the room I Yep. Yeah. Finding B-roll cut and then isolating the graphics if you're going to do and if you're going to, that's the other thing, Grandma, if you're going to sit there and just rattle something off and you just get tongue tied or you belch in the middle of it or, something, I threw together I think it was just for the patrons, I threw together a bloopers reel and it's full of stuff. No, I do not record at home. I record at the church. So it's not my wife walking up there. Because if I'm down there, I've got the car. She can't get there unless she's walking. So no, I don't record at home. I record at the church. So it's someone coming into the office just to see me or to drop something off. Or there's a couple of therapists, counselors who rent space upstairs, so they may be coming in. And honestly, these are not big people. These are tiny people, but there's something about the resonance in the floor. It's because it's a drop tile ceiling, and so it creates a drum, a cavity that. Yeah. When I'm in the truck, I'm trying to find a quiet place away from sounds. Yeah. The truck being rather noisy itself, I imagine. But you turn it off and park somewhere, and then that's just exactly where another truck wants to drive past. Do I want to throw this on screen? I've got the similar thing on screen earlier. No, I'm not going to do it. So this is the effects and sound, so the sound effects and the visuals that pop up, and some of the if a character pops up on screen and says something, that's what I'm doing in this pass. I'll do another pass to do statue comments, snarky remarks from St. Beckme and from Gary Gargoyle and the Dice Head, and anyone else, who's permanent on the set, which is really just those three as far as the Owl's always there and the Bugbear's always there, but they very rarely talk. Howdy, Penny's live. How are things going in sunny Minnesota? But then I'll go back again and do a music pass as well, the drop-in music underneath all the sound. So the dogs have decided people need to awaken. I'll throw in a comment from Beckme now. I sometimes do Beckme comments in the middle of this first pass when I think of it, and I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget the gag. Icy sleet. Oh dear, we were supposed to get freezing rain, but we didn't. And I have to say, I'm perfectly happy that to let Minnesota take that one and not deal with it ourselves. We were supposed to get freezing rain. I actually put the car in the garage last night. I thought we were to the point where I didn't have to put it in the garage anymore, but yeah, there's gonna be another snow. I think it's been 76 years straight that there has not been an April without a snowstorm in Ontario. I think it's in the last 76 years since there was ever an April that didn't have a snowstorm. So, Nomadic Artist, if you're still out there, I don't know if you are because I can't tell, but if you are out there, you're in Colorado, beautiful state. I was there years ago. I stayed at a bed and breakfast in Denver on Albion and Batavia in Denver. If you're in Denver, it's a good bed and breakfast there. At least there was like 30 years ago. And when I was on the train and went through the mountains. Oh, it's beautiful. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Yeah, General Nut, that's true. It's generally like, oh, you think you're going to have a big Easter event, do you? No. We have parishioners, God bless them. They have, it's a couple, and both of their birthdays are in February. And they they had they were having their 80th birthday. They wanted to celebrate their 80th birthday. Big deal. They were going to have a joint birthday party, and they thought, well, if we have it in February, it's going to get snowed out. There's a good chance it's going to get snowed out. We'll have it in April, and we'll have it a spring theme. We'll have tulip decorations, and we'll have, potted plants, and everyone can take a plant home to put in their garden and things like that. February was dry as a bone. And wouldn't you know, late night, early morning, the day their party, early morning of the day of their party, just started to snow and did not stop. And it was over a foot of snow, just and they had this whole spring theme to their party. They had it at the parish hall. Actually, they rented the parish hall for it, and they actually got stuck in our parking lot trying to get out because the plow couldn't keep up with the. Okay, I just did the bite sound effect. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. Let's go find it and use it. Copy paste. Yes, please. Move that a little earlier. Excellent. Let's put a Touchberry shout. Put a Touchberry shout in there like he's just been bitten. I like it. I found this this screaming ow 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 ow, and then I used the sound editor to just pitch it up a little bit so it sounds more like a halfling, and it's pretty funny. I just use little bits of it here and there. It's a guy. This guy did this thing. And he's screaming and screaming and screaming. But I hope you have a good rest of your day, GPA. Happy Saturday to you too. Boom. Take that out. Not too loud, or it'll cover up my talking. Well, you had a tornado and an enormous fire, too. Not this. Yeah, that was this year, wasn't it? Was it in 2025? Oh, good heavens. Yeah, I think it was in January. Or was it last? Time has compressed for me. I don't understand how time works anymore. Just have Touchberry pop on the screen for that scream. That's going to have Touchberry pop up on the screen just for the scream. Ah! Hello, Jay. Yeah, I am going to Griffcon. I am in Guelph. Going to go there. I'm going to be there the Friday night. I may head back for a little while on. It depends on the schedule because next Saturday again is violin, but it's not a normal violin day. If it was, I'd go for the morning session and hang around. And actually, it's a game I wanted to play in the morning session, but turns out it's not a normal violin day. It's a Kiwanis competition day, and so the boys are both the elder Fleetwood and Touchberry are both in orchestras that are competing, so they have to be there because their orchestras are playing. But it's not at the same times, so I don't know how it's going to work because I also have an online game that day at 4 p.m. So I can't stay if they're going to be there longer than 4 o'clock. I can't stay there. Let's been bitten. So that's par for the course, though. Touchberry always runs into combat. Retreat is not something that Touchberry understands. GriftCon. GriftCon, yeah. We figure out ways to, make money off of questionable and deceitful practices and ideas. There we go. There's some big eyes. A little earlier, and save him for when he's actually screaming. Here we go. The other wolf begins charging. That's a reason to put in the you gotta drop that in for fun. Charge 2. What's charge 2 about? Oh, that's I think. Yeah, that's the other one. I want the and the yeah, the bugle call. I need a whimpering wolf. Let's see, a dog is a wolf. I've got a wolf. Well, I've got a dog whimper. It's good enough for a wolf. I'll pitch it down a little bit. It'll sound like a wolf. Dog yelp. There we go. Dog yelp. The whimper I have is this real soft, like backgroundy kind of thing. Well, I got another dog whimper. I'll test them out and see what they sound like. How's new puppy doing? He was on screen earlier. He's doing fine. He's eating things he ought not eat. Right now he's playing with his toys, and that's all good. That's all good. And he's doing good. The next big build since I finished the keep, Jay, record Magoo, yeah. And you just see the family comes home and I'm kicking the dog. I just need him to yelp for the video. It's just for the video. It's for art's sake. The next big build, yeah, I had something in mind, and I got pretty far down the planning road. And then I was like, yeah, maybe. And that was the Tower Keep of Akagmar. And it was featuring heavily in the story at the time. But by the time I thought of it, if I'd started building then, by the time I finished it, they'd have moved off. But now they're going back to it. So now I wish I had built it then, because they're coming back to it, and I'd be able to, and here it is, which would be awesome. But good. That's a good yelp. A little earlier. Perfect. I will pitch it down, though, because that's supposed to be a wolf, not a dog. That sounds like a collie, a border collie got kicked or something. I could talk and kicking dogs, so it's going to get demonetized here. No dogs were injured in making this video. Ruby-doo! Raggy! And that's good. Let's pitch down it a little bit. The high, because it's a yelp. The high pits are really still kind of high. But Need a dice rolling sound too. You know, I could save myself time on the dice rolling sound effects by just bringing a set of dice to the church and rolling them at the table when I'm rolling. It doesn't matter if I don't roll what I rolled during the game. It would save myself some time in the editing process. But I sort of like the effect of me on screen just doing this with nothing, obviously nothing in my hand, and then there's a sound effect. I like that. I am, you know what, I am using that one. I looked at the other one, and it's sunk cost fallacy, Bill. It's sunk cost fallacy. I look at it and I think I already know how to use this one. And although there are inconveniences, part of it is installing the RAM fixed the lag issue I was having with this thing. Okay, so that dealt with that. And then the sunk cost fallacy, I'm just like, I already know how to use it, you know. So I fiddled around with another one because I was trying to get a short up this morning. I finally did figure out how to do it, but I wanted to send something edited up, right? I want to edit it on my computer. I don't like this editing it on the phone and throwing their graphics on and their text over it, because no, I'm an only child and I like to control everything. So so I wanted to have it edited ahead of time on the computer and upload it. In the past, I've been able to upload, if I could upload a standard format video, but I could tell it this is a short, and then it would only take that little bit, right? I could put it up and I could tell it where on the frame to capture. It wasn't letting me do that. It wasn't letting me do that. So, and it was a technical glitch. It was just entirely a technical glitch on my part, which I figured out. It was the format I was uploading. And so I downloaded a different editing software, and it's the exact same thing. I mean, it's the exact same thing. Because this editing software boasted the ability to edit for YouTube Shorts. So I thought there would be a feature, you know, aspect ratio for YouTube Shorts. Bing, boom, done. No. Stuck with an iPad and iMovie, or what YouTube allows you to do direct. Yeah, and it's limited. You can add music, but you got to add their music. And I don't know if you can control the volume when you add music on YouTube. I've seen some shorts where clearly whoever added the music added it just at the stock level, and it's just way too loud. You can't hear the clip. Well, it is noon, folks. Good heavens. I've been on an hour and 15 minutes. I need to get the hound fed and myself fed, and I should probably take the hound for WALK. He just looked at me. He knows how to spell, people. So I'm gonna head out. But thank you for spending some time this morning with me and watching me edit, which must have been fascinating, truly fascinating. Hey, orbital air, you're not late yet. An orbital air is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to, or she means to, or it means to, or they mean to. Oh, Arizona. Dude, if I could live in any U.S. state, I think it'd be Arizona. Beautiful. Anyway, have a very good day, everyone. Happy gaming to you that are gaming. If you are in the Guelph area, that means like really kind of close by, like in Ontario, Southern Ontario, Southwestern Ontario, which I think is just General Nut, I believe. Hey, come on by to GriffCon Friday night. I'll be hanging around, and I'll see you there. For everyone else, I'll upload a live from there as well. Everyone else, take care. Bye-bye.